Hello, my name is Russell Alford. I'm 58 years old, going on 17. I've been a fabricator, body man, painter. I'm not just one thing. I'm multifaceted. I've been doing it for over 40 years for a living. I think I'm pretty good at it. I'll park my stuff next to anybody's. I don't care who they are, where they're from, or anything else. And if they can do what I can do, I'll shake their hand because I know what it takes to do it. What got me in the car restoration business is I dropped out of high school in 10th grade, and I pumped gas for a couple of months and decided that wasn't it. So I went to a body shop and applied at a body shop because my brother has drugged me through a body shop when I was 9 years old, and it was something I already knew, and I felt comfortable going to a body shop. So from the time I was 16 years old on, I've worked professionally in the automotive business, period. Restoration, refinishing, crash work, fabrication. My whole thing is that I built a lot of race cars, a lot of race boats, a lot of different weird projects because I grew up in Southern California and I had a lot of different people bring me different things and want me to do different things. And I've pretty much been able to do everything I've ever tried at a high level, I feel. And that's what got me in the restoration business, and the fact that I like to paycheck and I like to eat. You know, that was what it was all about, more than anything. And I didn't get to be 290 pounds by not being any good at it. You know, that's where I come from. You know, automotive accomplishments would be, I worked for Mike Fennell Enterprises in Saugus, California, and we did the cars for the Imperial Palace, and we also did the cars for the Blackhawk collection in Danville, California. And there was two different cars that I got to work on there that were both Duesenbergs. I didn't even really know what a Duesenberg was when I got to work on it, but I found out real quickly that they were very expensive, and I got to work on them. I had an old man that worked there that was a metal former, and he liked the way I ran the steel on the other end of the English wheel. So I used to go over there and help him a lot, help him build full rolling fenders and all that kind of thing on the old antique cars. Both of those cars went to the Pebble Beach Tour d'Elegance, and both of them got 100 points. So I understand the fit and finish that a car's got to have to compete in a level like that. The second thing probably is that my brother had a dragster growing up, and we've had race cars in my family all my life. And we built a brand new rear engine dragster. And when we built the rear engine dragster, we modified it and did some things to it that were just kind of out of the ordinary. It had center hubbed, it had equal length axles in it. The thing was definitely trick for its time. And in 1990, we put it back together, went and made 6 runs with it, and took it to the Winter Nationals and won the Best Engineered Award at the Winter Nationals in Pomona in 1990 with it. It was called Team Jesus. And the name of the last one that I did that is the Too Fast, Too Furious movie. I worked on it for about 4 months down in Miami. I painted just about all the candy apple in the movie, and it's kind of a strange story that I went down there just to paint the cars. I wasn't supposed to do anything else. And anyway, I got down there, and the guy that hired me to take me down there, he kind of screwed up and got caught stealing from Universal. So the transportation captain didn't want to let him go as far as firing him, but he wanted to keep him under his wing in the office. So anyway, he came to me and says, "Hey, Rusty, do you think you can run this deal?" And I just told him, "Hey, I think I told him I've been able to do everything I've ever tried." And so he goes, "Well, you're it." And anyway, I hired 4 people and a secretary, and we went to work. About 3 days later, we were already painting cars in Miami. We painted them at North Miami Beach Ford in the body shop. They rented the whole thing for me. They were paying about $10,000 a month, and I never looked back after that. You know, we took care of business. We didn't miss one deadline. We closed down 95. We closed down South Beach. We closed down the Rickenbacker Causeway. We closed down 75. We closed down Hialeah. We closed down a bunch of places down there, and they never waited on me because I think that if they would have, he wouldn't have been there. He would have been gone. So I took care of business, and I did everything I was supposed to do. My my contract was for 72 hours a week. It was 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. At the end of the movie, Ted Mosier was my boss. He came to me with an issue that they couldn't pay me through payroll for all the extra hours that I put in. So at the end of the shoot, he gave me 10 Sundays at $800 a Sunday as a bonus because I took care of it for him after all of this. And that's you know, I did what I was supposed to do, and that's why he still talks to me. The toughest job I've ever done was on the movie, and it wasn't just one car, it was all the cars, and the toughest part of it was to keep everybody that was working for me on the same page, because we had such deadlines to meet, and there was times when we worked all night long in days in a row, and that was the toughest. I lost about 35 to 45 pounds in Miami doing that, and we worked our butts off, and the cars came out awesome. Al DeSaro was the special effects department head, and later on I got to go to a party for the wrap, and he just looked at me and said, "I don't know how you got all those cars finished in the time allotted, and they looked so good," because he's been on a lot of movies. He's may rest in peace, he's gone now, but he was a good guy, and we had a lot of fun working together. And as far as hours per week go for restoration, it all depends on what kind of jobs I've got in here at the time. I've got 3 or 4 projects that I do all the time that people don't have the money to pay me for a whole week. So I kind of jump back and forth and get, you know, what they can afford in their budget for me to do. And then I also do insurance jobs, and I've donated a lot of labor to help people that just are down on their luck and don't have a lot of money, older folks. And but I work anywhere between 40 and 70 hours a week, depending on the schedule that I need. And some of the rental cars that the insurance company, they put you under pressure. So it depends on the week and what I got to get done. You know, a good automotive expert is the fact that a lot of the cars that the people are restoring nowadays, I actually worked on them when they were new and they were under warranty. I worked as a warranty painter at some dealerships, and I understood them back then because I had to. I was working on a commission basis, had to get them done and had to make them look right because it was a brand new car. Now, some of these cars that I've worked on as warranty are now come back, and I'm restoring them. And I can look at doors and pieces and parts, and I can rebuild anything on a lot of different cars, and I have a good idea of on most anything I can fix as far as windows and moldings and windshield, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid of any of it. I can get it done, and I can make it look right, and I'll park my stuff next to anybody's. It doesn't matter who they are. I think I'd be a good fit at Can Dig It Design is, for one, my experience, and all things I've done under the roof of being in a body shop. I can write the estimates, I can order the parts, I can assemble the car, I can disassemble the car, I can paint the car, I can cash the check, I can pay the employees, I can solve the problems between the employees. I've always had to. I've run crews on more than one occasion. I don't know if people realize or not, but some pretty crazy people that do this for a living, and you've got to be able to handle all of them. You know, there was times when I was the only one that spoke English in some of these body shops. You know, being in Southern California, it just wasn't the thing back then. Everybody back then thought that we were all a bunch of drug addicts and drunks, and I was one that wasn't, you know, and I liked having a good paycheck. I've always worked commission all my life, so if you don't work, you don't get paid. If you don't produce, you don't get paid. It's as simple as that, you know. I would describe myself, I've always been a little bit on the crazy side. I've done some things in the past that I'm surprised I lived through. I have a twin brother, and he was always the serious one. He always thought he was, matter of fact, knew what he was going to do. And there's times when my give a damn's broke, because if it doesn't make me happy, I don't really do it. I just like fast cars and tiki bars. I have struck up a friendship over a car that I fix with them or for them, or questions have answered for them, and we've become friends over a repair or a custom job or whatever. But we became friends over that, and now they come around and they want to see what I'm working on. They want to check out what I'm up to, because you never know what's going to show up at my shop. This is a strange place here in Alabama. People, there's old money here and there's new money here, but there's some stuff that comes out of these garages around here that you wouldn't believe. And I've taught probably 100 different people in this business as helpers to make a living at it. And some of them I had to teach English first, and some of them I had to cuss at in Spanish, and I can do that too if we have to. And but we always got it done. That's all I can tell you. I'm pretty good at it. Well, Kevin and Dave, you both know that nobody's ever an expert. You can't know it all. There's too much to know it all at this point. There's so many things out there that you guys are doing. For one, all this groundbreaking technology that you guys are doing, stuff that's never been done. It's a prototype. You're prototyping things, and you have to have a basic expertise to be able to make things work, even though you don't really understand how they work. But the experience that I've gained over the years, I've been pretty much been able to do whatever I've ever tried, and that's the reason I think I'd be a good fit. I can dig it. I'm a team player. I can fill in any department you have. The only thing I don't do is sew the interiors. And the guy that you got next door, he's pretty good. So, you know, I don't want to get in him.